the blocks just aren't coming for him nearly as much. Factor and that ability to change a game with his interior defense, and that's
first. Though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David. It's rebounded by Tice, and Walker's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. It's a three-point game, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Schroeder outside. Outside, Davis. Harrell, the pass to the quick. Tracks in the tray.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, and that doesn't constitute defense.
Brown outside. Back to Tatum. Post shot, and the jumper is good. Tatum's got 5.
Well, over the years, Tatum has tried to reduce the number of mid-range jumpers he takes. I mean, it's still a natural tendency.
And when talking about Tatum, it's hard not to think back to 2017 when Danny Ainge traded back to 3, essentially choosing him over Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, and now Fultz is starting to pick it up a little bit, though. He's watching. He's going to be dynamic. But you're right. Certain deals can define a franchise. And Ainge, he's unafraid to take chances.
Tatum, that's for 2. And Davis pulls it down.
He's playing soft off him. He might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
James, the bounce pass. Walker against Schroeder. Banked in off the glass.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
He's very aggressive. I mean, he takes on the challenge with no hesitation.
Thompson misses.
Man, you don't see this color blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
And when the brow gets up, get out of the way. Unless you want to be on the post.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Brown kicks to Walker. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. In Los Angeles with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
Yeah, the offense looked cohesive last night. Whatever challenge the opposition presented, they answered with confidence.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Robert Williams is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Green comes in for Daniel Tice. Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Teagan for Kemba Walker. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marc Gasol's checked in for Harrell. Kyle Kuzma comes in for LeBron. And Tavius Caldwell-Pope is checked in for the Quick. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And Caldwell-Pope gets the basket.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Celtics trail by 9. Green passes to Williams. Tatum on the wing. Over Davis. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And here are the Lakers. A 14-2 run over the last bit. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The pass to Williams. He kicks to T. This now to Smart. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Green, and it's blocked.
An average shot blocker. I mean, you want Kuzma to use his vertical, more to redirect shots.
And Boston with the rebound. Smart kicks to Tatum. Back to Smart. To the left side wing. Here's Teague. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
It's a very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
Here's Caldwell Pope. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you really like seeing Caldwell Pope earn these calls on the shot. I mean, it makes him that much more difficult to guard.
Los Angeles shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The first one falls.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly. And before the game, we checked in with Marcus Smart, who told us how his upbringing helped shape his approach to the game.
I'm the youngest of 4 boys. So as anybody who has siblings, older, younger, you understand the struggle, especially being the youngest. You know, you always got to fight for what you want.
And no question, Smart is considered one of the toughest guys, Greg, in the NBA.
You have to love his passion, his willingness to sacrifice his body for the team on a nightly basis.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Lakers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Williams is out there with Tatum. Then there's Smart, and it's Green, and it's Pritchard in at the point. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. A shot off that time. Great tee that time from Green. Celtics trail by 9.
A serious talent when Robert Williams is healthy. He makes his presence felt. Has great length and lift off the floor. Defensively, he protects the rim and even blocks shots out on the perimeter.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, if you can believe it, before Jaylen Brown went to the draft, one executive said the Cal Berkeley star was too smart. Brown says, when athletes are also informative, it can intimidate. We get pushback for our outside interests. The whole shut up and dribble movement is big, and I'm a part of that movement. Guys?
Strong story, DA, there. Thanks.
Find the lanes. Find the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Tatum. And then offensively, Williams is mostly a rim runner at this point. Greg, there are signs that the jumper is coming along.
Yeah, you know, when he was drafted at the end of the first round, there was a lot of talk about rebuilding his shot mechanics. And that's still a work in progress. But where he's really impressed people is with his passing. He has terrific instincts for the game.
The 3 from Tatum sinks the 3-pointer. Tatum's got 11 points.
Nice job setting up for that shot. Everything working together for Tatum.
Schroeder outside. Now here's Kuzma. Guarded closer. Passes it to the Quick. And the basket is good. That's now 8 points for the Quick.
Oh, you'd like to see a stronger pick than that, but it turns out he didn't need the help.
Pritchard passes to Tice. Tatum on the wing. And he makes that one.
He's not playing around. I mean, he hit the ground running the first quarter, and he's only turned it up in the second.
The quick passes to Schroeder. And here's Kuzma. Shot clock at 5. And again, it's the Lakers. And the NBA, Chris, with a long regular season, we know that. Are there things that can make the season seem even longer or shorter or in between for that matter?
Yeah, Kevin, well, I'll tell you what, the cliche, time flies when you're having fun, and we all know that's true. So when you're losing or not seeing eye to eye, that's when the season can really drag on.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Bad shot selection, as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
Celtics making a change here. Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
Take a look at the quick. He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he is one of the premier long-distance shooters in the league today.
And Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Now, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score. And obviously, his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. And he's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
1:43 left in the second quarter. Teague bounce pass. Here's Tice. And Tice throws it down.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, the crowd didn't seem to faze them at all. They knew what their game plan was and followed it accordingly.
Williams is checked in for Boston. And then for Los Angeles, Marc Gasol's checked in for Harrell. Anthony Davis comes in. Caldwell Pope in for the quick. James in the post. He's covered by Brown and finished off by LeBron.
Powerful presence on the court. It's hard to match James' strength inside.
Brown finds Teague. Now Williams. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And it's Brown missing. Late here. And so it's Los Angeles going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We've got more in store for you right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They lead by 10. Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
You have to love how they're using their heads tonight. Good ball movement, smart shots. Look, it's been a disciplined performance. The coaching staff has to be thrilled.
Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, my question is, who are their playmakers? We saw too much dribbling, too little ball movement, too few assists. Well, it's not rocket science. You don't have to have a degree in any kind of science. The best teams always have.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And you know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Here's the quick. Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Dennis Schroeder is out there with the quick, and it's Harrell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. They get it back, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Tice has got it back down to single digits for Boston. James looking around. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
James is a workhorse down deep. When he's close to the basket, better wrap him up.
Lakers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Shooting two.
Free throw good, James. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well, but so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, is really paramount.
And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for Los Angeles. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Next step for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. It puts them squarely in the middle of this 5-game road trip.
Well, you got to be careful about James. Always looking to get to the line whenever you can.
Lakers shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game.
Shooting two.
That free throw missing.
Agility, instincts, the power. I mean, James remains a dominant figure on both ends of the floor.
And he's good on the second. Celtics trail by 10. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Tice kicks to Brown. It's blocked.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
Teams deciding to change it up. Let's take a look at the numbers for Jason Tatum.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Pass to Tice. Smart deciding where to go with it. Here's Thompson, and Davis sends it back.
He's outstanding at using his wingspan to erase shots. His teammates keep getting him the ball in his favorite spots. He's done a lot for his shooting percentage.
Celtics trail by 14.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Tice passes to Pritchard. Thompson outside, just 5 on the clock. Shoots, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Green is checked in for Daniel Tice. The Lakers also with a sub. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Here's the quick. 11 points in the game. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
And stolen by LeBron. And pushing it up Los Angeles. The Lakers again in transition.
Oh, that's just stellar instincts from James. Outstanding at clogging up passing lanes with his length.
Celtics trail by 18. Now a timeout called by Boston. In terms of acquiring the types of players you like, Greg, which front offices have you evaluated that really lead the way?
It's a great question. You know, I think coming off the dynasty, and if you ask Golden State, they'll tell you they're still in the midst of it. I think they do a terrific job. The Celtics are right at the top, too, though. Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens are in sync with what they do and how they develop players, but also how they find those diamonds in the rough. And let's give a shout out to Toronto with what they've done over the last 5 or 6 years. They've created a level of excellence there that has them on the same path as some of the best teams in our league.
A lot of good GMs out there. Danny Ainge of Boston, you talked about them, probably one of the best. Some changes for the Lakers. Gasol comes in for Kyle Kuzma, and it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Alex Caruso. Tatum on the wing. Here's Teague. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
enter your full loan number. For security purposes, enter the last 4 digits of your social security number. Please hold while I process your request. Your vehicle loan ending in 6733 has a current principal balance of $17,795.23. Your last payment in the amount of $434.37 was received on March 28, 2021. Your next payment in the amount of $434.37 is due on April 30th, 2021. Recent account activity may not yet be reflected in these amounts. Vehicle loan menu. To make a payment, press 1. For balance and payment information, you will need your bank routing number along with your checking or savings account number in order to make a payment. To pay the current amount due of $434.37, press 1. To pay a different amount, press 2. To pay the current amount due of $434.37, press 1. To pay a different amount, to pay with a checking account, press 1. Savings account, 2. Enter your 9-digit bank routing number. Enter your checking account number. You are making this one-time payment today using funds from a checking account with account number 0000669870003 from a bank with routing number 273973265 in the amount of $434.37. To process this payment request, press 1. To change the amount, your confirmation number is S697898118. Payments made today will post with today's effective date. However, it will take 2 business days to for inquiries or to revoke this payment. Call back at this number and select the option to speak to a representative. Your payment will be applied according to the terms of your loan contract. In general, funds are applied first to interest assessed since your last payment, then towards your scheduled principal payment, followed by any fees. Any remaining funds will be applied to your loan principal. Posting of payments may take 2 to 3 business days. To reflect on your loan account, to hear this information again, press 1. Main menu, press star.
At yun na yung kaya mong quick star.
Dang it.
I know.
Ang tatakla ko eh.
Tatakla ko rin pa muna sa makakabit kayo niyo, Edgina Davis.
Oh, pagaram mo niya. Davis yun.
I don't know lang yun.
Down. And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's Walker. Brown kicks to Walker. Clock at 6. And the rejection by Harrell. An even 3-on-3 break. And it's Davis with the jam.
Love the timing Davis has. He has a sense for when to rise up and slam down.
Brown the pass to Teague. Back to Brown. Down the stretch of last season, Greg, we saw some teams resting healthy players, even ones out of the playoff hunt. And they got fined, but is the amount, which I think is about $25,000, is that enough to discourage that tactic?
You know, I don't think it is. Not when team revenues are measured in the hundreds of millions. You got to do more to keep them honest. But by the same token, if I got $100-200 million invested in the guy, I want to protect my investment. And so if I can rest them here or there and prolong their career, I think my organization's all the better for it.
And here's Brown outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Brown's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's the quick. He's covered by Brown. There's Harrell, and the layup's good off the glass.
The dogged intensity Harrell has, it's just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Here's Walker. It's caught. And so it looks like the Celtics will return possession here. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics.
Yeah, adwa nung birthday binondog ko.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Green taking his time here. Just 4 to shoot. Poked away.
And so it's going to end up in the record book as a blowout. A dominating performance for the Lakers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out to punishments.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here, 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for the Quick.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Kuzma, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Love the fire Kuzma plays with, especially inside where he dares defenders to follow.
Wala mo na, 150 mo yung kukunan ko, 185 yung kaya mo, oh.
Shoot
every month mo, oh.
185?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
185 and 86
The first free throw is good.
Coming out of high school, Kuzma was a very raw player, but his development was fast and furious at the college level, and he continued to get better once he entered the NBA.
Kasi yung kanako rin, like, King Roku, King Nissan, 585.
And both free throws good for Kuzma.
585 yun, for 6 months siya ito.
Here's Boston now.
Tapos, kitang
here's Pritchard. Down low. There's Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
Nice pass. I mean, putting in work on the interior.
So, yung gana-gana ko
The Lakers on offense.
Like,
they're on a 14-5 run. Here's Caruso.
Nagawa ko sa akin. 585. 50,
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the
what?
matchup is. You never
Inka na ako
expect a road
1,020
team
at
to come in and just
1,000.
cruise.
Inka na ako at wang sakit
And
1,021.
now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kaya naman mene, plus kita.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, a challenge for you tonight with your
2,000
matchup.
yung make it me.
How much motivation do you get in a game like
total
this?
na it's 20.
My matchup is not an individual matchup. It's because the team's trying to get better.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
37 divided by 6. O, 356 yung babayaran tamo. Music